What mental strategies have been key to your success, and how can these lessons be applied to leadership in the workplace?
Firstly, thank you, everyone. It's really good to be here, and it seems like a very active crowd. It's hard to go against puppies, so I know we'll lose that battle. Cooks, I think instead of talking about the mental strategies that have worked for me, because I don't think I have the audacity to say what has worked for me will work for others, I can maybe speak about the foundational pillars of how we built those strategies. I always say that the protagonist of my childhood was always my mother, because she gave me a cheat sheet. She said, you're black, you're disabled, you come from the southern tip of Africa, so everyone expects you to fail. And if everyone expects you to fail, what are you going to do to prove them otherwise on a daily basis? Because as long as you succeed, and I gave you the name Mpumelelo, which means success, people will be able to look and say that it is possible, and it's something that I can overcome. So when I think about that fundamental pillar, that you are not a product of your circumstances, you are not your job, you are not your work environment, you are the actions that you practice every day. And as long as you're practicing those actions of kindness, first to yourself so that you can be kind to others, of care, of intentionality, you will be able to really realize that your strategy, which is applicable everywhere, have a proper plan, ensure that you implement that plan and execute it, ensure that as you execute your plan, you've got a way to revise your plan. But often what we don't speak about is a sense of ambition. And when we speak about ambition and we're a country that is led with hope, what we don't say is that ambition without action is just anxiety. And as long as you ensure that you have an action and you don't sit on the fence, your strategy will show itself on whether or not it's working for you. But as you do that, you build out who you want to be, not the outcome that you're searching for.
No, I mean, that is brilliant. You know, we speak here, obviously, performance psychology is theme one, and creating sort of performance psychology and building high performance teams. And, you know, for myself, having played rugby at a high level, being in a high performance team, this cultures are different. Having coached, now you got to drive the high performance and the culture. And now being a content creator, where basically I'm a team of one, it's myself, where I've got to shape that high performance and creating that, sort of fostering that performance psychology. And I always say to myself, it's funny when I've got to create something and my job is to make people laugh, but I need to be in the right mental headspace to do that. Exactly. And sometimes I can't say, what's wrong with the team? I am the team. Like, it's not a part of myself. So it's like, I can't say Cooks is feeling down, but if someone's picking up, I've got to pick myself up. Yes. And what I found for me, it's with high performance, you know, it's such a funny word. Like, I'd say about 15 years ago, and in the sort of rugby space, high performance just meant top of the range, Springboks, and then now it's sort of filtered down. I look at schools rugby, high performance there as well. And it's, how do you tell a 17-year-old that the city needs you to win this game? And he's like, I'm just trying to pass my exam on Monday. And this is just sort of sport I play. And then, like, for myself, it's not high performance. And it's funny where you go, you do something, you create a video of something you enjoy, I love, and it's going, okay, cool, but it kind of needs to reach this amount of views for it to be successful. But you go, but success for me is someone comments and laughs. Is that not success? So for me, high performance, you know, it's such a massive word. But for me, high performance is also at home. If I'm raising a child or if I'm with my mates, maybe for me, high performance is being the best briar. Like, I got a job to do. Like, that requires high performance. You know, so I feel like it can be taken outside of just the business space or workspace, and it's how you live, and also in creating that sort of culture, because culture is sort of every day. I think sometimes people tend to think culture is just a work thing or something you see on TV or someone speaks about it, but culture for me is everything around you. I've seen that because, again, like I said, I'm a team of one, and I feed off other people in terms of, I need to take something to make a joke about this, or I need to make a video about this, and I have to feed off other people otherwise. So my culture is probably everyone sitting here is going, you know, like, now puppies, probably, if you see puppies my next video, you'll know where it comes from. And so that's why for me, high performance and the performance psychology is so massive, and that's why we go to theme 2 in leading with resilience. And when you're a team of one, you're your own leader. So, you know, I mean, for my own performance review, I'm a fantastic leader. You know, the team is happy, everyone's happy, resilience is at an all-time high. You know, you win Paralympic gold, you've won multiple world champs, you're the ticket record holder, so you've climbed the mountain. But the hardest thing is to stay there. And there's a certain type of resilience that you need in the face of success. Sometimes I think people think of resilience as during adversity, but there's a certain resilience you need in the face of success, of staying there. And there's different pressures there. So how do you navigate the resilience of sort of getting to the mountaintop and sort of achieving that goal and trying to stay there, and also dealing with adversity as well?
I think the beauty of sport, Cooks, is that we know that I'm not a product of my medals, world records, and a lot of that is attributed not to me and what is innate in me, but I've had a phenomenal team of 2 coaches, 2 physios, a biokineticist, a sports doctor, and they're the ones who put through the plan, and my job was easy. It's just do what I do at home, is listen to the people that are talking and realize that if I'm listening and I'm executing to the best of my ability to a plan that obviously I was involved in, but I wasn't the architect or the engineer to ensure that the implementation and the phased approach of that performance led to us in getting the best performance at the biggest stage that we had in front of 80,000 people and millions on the screen. And then I think fundamentally what underpins that is that when people think of resilience, we say that, okay, resilience is something I can build. But when we think about build, I think there's a human psychology that says you must have will and you must have the intention to build resilience. And I think that is true for most of us, but really it's about the skills. It's a skill that you can learn and a skill that you have to practice because it's a muscle you build over time. And unfortunately, it's about you doing it on a daily basis. And some of the easiest ways to build resilience is that how many of us think about the mere fact that we sit here today is because we breathe. So how much of your day do you take to do breathing exercises? Because we know that the physical is very much impacted by the mental. And as long as we know what those harmonies look like, you'll build the skill of resilience, you'll build the skill of determination. And then if you have the will and intent, hopefully you'll go on to shape the world.